The only other thing I can think of on my mind is always be aware of Deltarune news, because Chapter 5 is supposed to come out this year. And it's starting. Oh my god, it's really loud. Probably because I had the volume cranked for Resident Evil. Yo, what the hell? I don't know what this game is, but I'm already sold.
Hola a tothom, sóc en David.
I jo l'Àngel.
Som d'Undercoders, l'estudi independent de Barcelona que hi ha darrere de Dance Attack.
Com heu vist, a Dance Attack viatges en un
You
tren
ride an acrobatic train.
futurista i colorit, executant trucs
Yo, I
per
love
aconseguir la
that.
puntuació mentre lluites contra bosses i alliberes les vies del control d'una
I
megacorporació.
mean, that's how you sell an indie
També
game
m'he
right there.
moltíssim a la cultura japonesa i en l'energia dels jocs arcade clàssics.
They're just like,
per
the
crear un
train
món que
can do
senti
tricks.
expressiu, rebel
Everything
i
else is alive. It's super
Avui tenim el
colorful.
plaer d'anunciar un parell de coses molt emocionants.
I'm
En primer
sold.
lloc, que Dance Attack sortirà el 17 de juny amb una skin de tren exclusiva per a Nintendo Switch 2.
I en segon lloc, avui més tard, tindreu disponible a la Nintendo eShop una demo gratuïta de Dance Attack.
We
per
might have to
Nintendo
try out
Switch 2.
that demo next time we do
Hope you
like a
enjoy the rest of the show.
Switch stream.
All aboard for the latest indie world. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Thomas. We're excited to showcase another packed lineup of new indies headed to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems.
Forgive me, but I can't wait to introduce this next game coming to Nintendo
Why'd she
Switch.
say it like that?
Let's take a look.
안녕하세요. 한국게임개발사 드림모션의 이준영입니다.
안녕하세요. 아티스트 최은진입니다.
안녕하세요. 프로그래머 류성준입니다.
Oh my
마이 리틀
goodness.
퍼피는 실제로 제가 입양에 키웠던 강아지 봉구와 함께했던 이야기에 꿈과
My
소망을
little
담은 게임입니다.
puppy.
가장 개인적인 것이 가장 창의적인 것이다 라는 말처럼 마이 리틀 퍼피가 만남과 이별 그리고 재회에 관한 우리 모두의 이야기로 여러분들의 마음속에 남게 되면
Meeting,
좋겠습니다.
parting, and
게임 속 귀여운
reuniting?
강아지들은 팀의 모든 아티스트들이 쏟아부은 놀라운 노력의 결과물입니다.
마이리를 퍼피가 강아지를 좋아하는 세상 모든 분들의 마음속에 감동으로 기억되는 작품이 되면 좋겠습니다.
감사합니다.
There's an old saying that when you depart from this world, the dog who went ahead will warmly welcome you.
A
Oh
heartwarming
my
hope at the core of the
God.
wonderfully wholesome My Little Puppy, a new adventure inspired by the director's own Welsh corgi.
Play as Bongu, a rescued dog and bestest boy who, after a simple yet joyful life, crosses the rainbow bridge to doggy heaven.
After what seems like an eternity, Bongu awakes from a nap to a familiar scent, his daddy.
Embark on a journey to meet Bongu's dad, an expedition out of doggy heaven and into the afterlife that may hold unexpected dangers.
Just as Bongu's dad once rescued him, it's his turn to return the favor in My Little Puppy, bounding its way onto Nintendo Switch May 29th.
Oh my god.
Next up, let's take a look at some indies headed for
Oh my
Nintendo Switch 2, including some also headed to Nintendo Switch.
I'm so excited. Heave!
Ho!
Heave!
Ho too!
Introducing the high-flying follow-up to the ultimate friend-flinging party game.
Grab hands, arms, or even heads to form chains of up to 4 players, then grapple and swing to reach the goal, avoiding lethal hazards and the deadly void below.
Each player needs to grab and release at just the right moment to form chains. If anyone loses their grip, it can send the whole group to their doom.
There are 8 themed worlds to explore, thrilling exotic locations like a medieval land, a space station, and of course, a kitchen.
In each one, play with brand new mechanics like rocket navigation, coordinated cookery, and plenty of other surprises.
Swing into action
Fart.
with local 4-player co-op or online multiplayer.
Oh, my cat is
A
purring
franchise
because
first.
He ate all his
Game
food
share
last
is
night, so I had to
supported,
give him
so
more
if
this
one
morning.
player has the
He kind of
game, they can
demanded
share
it.
locally or online with up to 3 other
But here's a bad
players.
thing about me waking up for
Get
these morning
ready to
streams
get a
and giving
grip
him food.
in
He's now waking me
VOD
up
2, launching on
on
Nintendo
every
Switch 2
third day
and
I
Nintendo
sleep.
Switch this summer. At the end of the day, there's nothing like closing up shop, throwing on some comfy clothes, and
Dungeon diving for wondrous relics?
I was going to say having a nice hot cup of cocoa, but that works too.
In Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, continue your double life as a crafty merchant by day and a fearless adventurer by night.
Will is back in business after an interdimensional collector
All
seizes
right.
control of
I
their
like double
beloved
life
village
stuff.
and dungeons.
I love multi-life
Will
stuff.
and the other
Fantasy life
townsfolk are
fans
forced to
rise
find a
up.
new home.
Now, settled in the town of Trestnum, it's up to you to set up a new shop and grow it into the thriving heart of the village's prosperity.
Dive into vibrant dimensions brimming with shiny loot and pesky enemies. Then vanquish them using an extensive combat system with different weapon types and flashy combos.
Don't forget your trusty backpack. It's your best friend while collecting loot, so make sure to carefully arrange your treasure to maximize your profits.
Trust your instincts to plot clever routes through your dungeon runs. The further you delve, the greater the rewards. How far will you dare to go?
After each escapade, put your hard-earned treasure on sale. That's where your shop owner charm will shine. Grow and decorate your shop, get to know your customers, and set your prices to score the perfect deal.
Go from castaway to friendly neighbor.
I have to finish
find
the
a
whole
new home among the
presentation
stranded.
first.
In Moonlighter 2,
But I
The
am
Endless
currently
Vault,
getting the
opening
vibe.
up shop on the Nintendo
This
Switch
is a
2
lot
system this
stronger
year.
to me than their partner direct was last month.
We're the team
I gotta
behind
watch.
Widow. Do you remember a time when your
Oh,
backyard
look
and
at that
neighborhood
little
streets
dude.
felt like the entire world?
We gotta watch the whole thing first. But content-wise and presentation-wise, I know incels are gonna be sitting on this online, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
So from all of us here, we hope you enjoy the game.
I'm fairly interested in everything that's been
Wouldn't it be
shown.
nice just to slow down and get back to
Oh
when
my
things were simpler?
goodness.
Sure would.
Well, in Widow, you do just that. In this cozy diorama puzzle game, you assemble wooden scenes piece by piece, like a 3D coloring book.
As you place objects in their correct spots, each scene slowly fills with color and comes to life, revealing
Oh
charming
my
animations and
goodness.
delightful surprises.
Follow the story of
It's
Fox
like a
and the Fox,
3D
and Ben the
coloring
Frog through a
book?
series of
That's so
interconnected dioramas,
creative.
each capturing a unique moment from their shared adventure.
The game adapts to your pace, while the narrator's voice keeps you company. Plus, plenty of funny characters and silly emotes are sure to put a smile on your face.
And mouse controls are also supported on Nintendo Switch 2. Settle into a world that comes together one piece at a time in Widow, slotting onto the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems this summer. The
Widow.
Unchosen has returned. Your village has been captured. All your friends and family are trapped in corrupted crystal.
I thought
and
they
it's
were gonna.
all up to you
All your
to
friends
save
and
them.
family are dead.
That sounds like an adventure.
A mini-shoot adventure. Take control of a swift and responsive spaceship as you blast your way through this modern twin-stick shooting twist. on
But
the
y'all know
classic
how
8-bit
I said for the
adventure formula.
partner
Over some
showcase, I
boxes
was
is
like,
intense bullet
the way they're
battles by finding
presenting it, it's
primordial powers
presentations
that
of a
soup up
bunch
your
of stuff
combat
we already
abilities.
knew
You can
about,
also upgrade your ship by leveling
or
up,
weren't
finding
surprised
various
about,
items,
which
and
isn't
buying
inherently
equipment.
bad. But
Don't
on
forget to
top of
rescue
that,
your adorable friends.
the
They'll all
presentation
help you in
like
their own
talked
special
about
way.
each
The
game
primordial
like
powers will also
it's a
unlock
game.
exploration
You're gonna
abilities,
press
open up the map
buttons
bit
and
by
there's
bit,
gonna be
unraveling
a
a beautiful
story.
world to
Oh
discover at
no,
your own
perhaps
pace.
that
Explore
story
lush
will be
caverns,
something you want to
ancient
investigate
temples, and
more
sunken cities,
by
each
completing the
environment full of its
game
own
and
unique
hitting your
treasures,
buttons.
challenges, and secrets.
Like they
Take
didn't
on the
really
Unchosen
advertise
mini-shoot
like you
adventures,
know what makes a
flying
Resident
onto
Evil
Nintendo
game
Switch 2
better
and
than
Nintendo
other
Switch
like
systems
horror
later
stuff,
today.
right? But without that if you didn't know that, there would be no way to know from the partner showcase what made it so good. This presentation, they're telling me exactly what makes each game different from other games, and that's what they're focusing on. And I like that. It sells me on the product. There's you see, That one they didn't even have to say anything because they just showed me a creepy little dude. And that's enough. That's enough to be different.
Hi, I'm Bryce.
And I'm Jambel, and we're devs on the team making Rotwood here at Clay Entertainment in Vancouver, Canada. We grew up playing games shoulder to shoulder with friends. Inspired by the moment-to-moment strategy of fighting games and the big bosses of RPGs, Rotwood was developed to recapture the spirit of those good times.
We wanted progress to feel like it comes not just from new gear, but from you, the player, actually improving, so that each hunt you learn something new that inspires ideas for your next run. We've poured ourselves into Rotwood, and we hope you enjoy it.
Chaos rules!
And big old corrupted beasts drool in
Rotwood, a brand new side-scrolling brawler from the studio behind the Don't Starve series.
Your home's been overrun by some hyped-up hostiles, so it's time to take up arms and dive into the fray.
Master a diverse combat system that rewards those who sharpen their skills. Want to get up close and crush some enemies? Wield a hammer.
Want to be a deadeye that snipes baddies from afar? Take aim with a bow.
Practice and perfect combo attacks for each weapon type to reach your destructive potential.
Should I do a video essay one day? I'm like still thinking about how much better presented this is compared to the partner direct. I should do a video essay on the different types of Nintendo Directs and how they're formatted.
Study attack patterns carefully to find their weakness, and use well-placed strikes to hit them where it hurts.
A little extra muscle always helps too. Grab up to 3 of your friends either locally or online, and face the rots together.
Choose your weapon and get ready to take on the frenzied foes of Rotwood, hacking and slashing its way onto the Nintendo Switch 2 system as a console exclusive later today.
Most of the time, I'm wondering if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to have the optimal teenage experience.
The teenage experience is unobtainable.
Are they just getting high? Literally?
Because you know the perfect song for every moment. What song would be playing now?
I don't think it's been written yet.
I do remember seeing mixtape teased, I think, a couple indie directs ago? Indie Worlds or Nintendo Directs?
Brand new action RPG from the makers of Guacamelee and Nobody Saves the World.
In Blighted, the evil Sorcisto has consumed your village and infected the world with a deadly blight.
You are the lone survivor of Sorcisto's rampage, fighting to reclaim the memories of your people before you succumb.
But that same power can also be turned to your advantage. As you progress through this psychedelic western landscape, you'll accumulate blight by defeating enemies. The higher your blight, the fiercer enemies become, making combat harder, but also more rewarding.
Combat is nuanced and deadly for players of any level. Carefully time your attacks to weave through enemies, chain together combos, and perform powerful finishers to defeat punishing bosses.
Uncover dark mysteries as you explore this surreal and vibrant world, backed by a haunting original score.
Upgrade your hero at checkpoints, or by talking to key characters on your journey. And if you need a helping hand, a friend can drop in via local or online multiplayer for some 2-player co-op action.
Harness the power of Blight and unravel the mysteries of a twisted world in Blighted, creeping its way onto the Nintendo Switch 2 system this fall.
Hi, I'm Justin from Prophecy Games in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Scott. We love the feeling of progression you get in roguelikes, and we were inspired to create an FPS roguelike in our favorite genre, sci-fi.
Sci-fi lets us imagine futures just out of reach, and in Dead Zone Rogue, everyone pulls you deeper into that world, starting when you awaken on a mysterious ship.
We've worked hard to craft
I also like all the
immersive
cutaways to the
atmospheres, unique
developers.
enemies, and snappy gunplay that leaves a lasting impact.
I think this is something the last State of Play also did really well, and that's what made it so great for people.
Biomechanical creatures, an arsenal of modifiable weapons, and a mysterious origin to uncover. That's what awaits in Dead Zone Rogue, a new sci-fi shooter that combines tight.
They like don't give it enough amount of time for it to like reach like any E3 levels of awkward or anything, but you get to hear directly from the people that know what their game is, right? And you get to hear their intentions instead of just like a gamified marketing voice telling you about it. You hear the honest
run feels
like
epic and
pitch
unique.
from them.
All of this is backed by a rip-roaring original soundtrack.
Fight, revive,
This looks
adapt,
great.
repeat in Dead Zone Rogue, emerging from the void on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, March 17th.
I might have to pick that up. As someone that works
Before
on a
we
lot
go,
of
let's
FPSs
check
and as
out some
someone that
more
likes
exciting
to
indie
play
games heading to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo
Hades
Switch.
1 and 2 but needs to branch into more roguelites. Ooh, Grave Seasons! I forgot, I'm very interested in this. Stardew, but there's a murderer. Ooh. I want to see if we can date them. Ooh. Stylized convenience store game? Oh, hell yeah.
That's all for today's.
That's all?
Thomas, are you taking notes?
I have to. It might be a clue.
A clue
Not
for
and
what?
one more thing
last
for the
game.
indie world. Ooh.
Welcome to Mount Holly, the mysterious manor with
Oh,
locked doors
Blueprints
and
coming to
45 shifting
Switch.
rooms.
Alright.
In Blueprints,
I was hoping
you
it would be
embark on a
something new
first-person,
or a
genre-bending
release date for
journey
Witchbrook,
filled with
but
a unique mix of mystery, strategy, and puzzles that weave
Blueprints
together
is
to
pretty.
create
I
an
still haven't
unpredictable
actually beaten it.
The mansion
I solved a
resets
few
every
really
day, and every
complicated
doorway
puzzles
becomes a
over
choice.
several weeks
So,
though, and that felt
manage your
very
resources
satisfying.
carefully to further your discoveries
I
and
just
get
took too much
closer
of a
to
break
finding
in
the fabled
between.
Room 46.
Use mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controller to probe and poke at the manor's secrets, unraveling mysteries by discovering letters, diaries, and other revealing materials.
Maybe I'll try to replay it on
notes
stream one
and
day.
draft
Let
your
enough
own
time pass that I forget some of the other
Blueprints,
puzzles.
Available on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
But
later
also, it would be
today.
kind of nice to speedrun some of the earlier ones.
Now that we've solved that mystery, that's really all for today's Indie World. We hope you enjoyed
So yeah,
the
Blueprints
games in today's
is a pretty
showcase.
solid
A
final
big
announcement.
Thank you as always to our indie
I forgot
community
about
and
Grave
partners
Season,
for
so that
bringing the
brief
craft,
reminder was good for
adventures,
me.
and
I love all the
imaginations to
new
players
stuff
on
we
Nintendo
saw.
Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Follow our official Indie World account. To
That
stay
was
up
a
to date
lot.
on all the latest news
I
from
know the
Indie
people
World.
online
next
are gonna
time,
be like,
Happy gaming!
another Nintendo presentation with no games. The Switch 2 has no games, even though it has more exclusives than PS5 and Xbox right now. And it might stay that way looking at both how things are going over at those companies right now, but I'm not saying this was the presentation of all time, but just format wise, that felt a lot better to me than the partner direct. I hope at least some people will recognize that. Yeah, I might need to make a video on this sometime about like how Nintendo Directs, I prefer the older ones, but Nintendo Directs do have a good job of just pacing usually. And that's why the partner direct felt so weird, even though they've always kind of struggled with pacing over on those. Yeah, it's like you can sell Final Fantasy games, you can sell Resident Evil games on just being like, it's a Final Fantasy game, there's story, there's combat, and you can also sell Resident Evil like that. But again, if you are newer to video games, not that anyone watching the presentation would be, but I think it's good to format to like the casual audience a lot as well, and just assume, don't get like overconfident, right? And be like, well, all we have to say is it's a franchise game and people will buy it. You can't just do that in a partner direct where that's like all of the games you're framing, right? Just tell me what put them on the map, what makes this version different than other versions. So yeah, it's like if you don't know what the difference between Final Fantasy and Resident Evil is for some reason, as as like I'm trying to make sure we're still live because it keeps saying welcome to chat room, and I'm like, I have been in the chat room. But yeah, if you don't know that difference, you're gonna be like, so they're both video games where you can kill people and there's things and there's a story in them. You've got to really sell on the new aspects, and I feel like the partner direct kind of really failed a lot of big games and big titles on that, and because of that it just felt really boring to watch format wise. Indie World immediately kicked things off, admittedly with great content, by being like, there's a train, it does tricks. That's a pretty high bar, right? But again, this is something I think they have to, since these are indie games and most of them aren't going to be established franchises. Most of them are just going to come out of nowhere and be a one-off, is the reality of the indie world, right? But because of that, they have a short amount of time to sell you on why this game is different from others. And I think that shows in the presentation style. Like, this trailer is just like, they're not like, oh, it's this type of specific genre game, and there's stylized art, and there will be a train featured in it. Like, they get straight into the train does tricks. It's really cool. Listen to the developers talk about it. They mention the art style, but they also, more importantly, let you see it in action. Like, this, as before they even showed this game, the developers mentioning like it's about what they say specifically. Yeah, it's about meeting, parting, and reuniting. I immediately knew this would be a sad dog game. Immediately, before they even showed the game, I knew what made this. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, is this like a little My Little Pony DS game? Is this Nintendogs? Just by the way they talked about it, I knew this was a sad dog game instead, and it would be an adventure title. If this were the partner direct format, I would not know. I would think this was a Nintendogs game if it was formatted the way it was in the partner direct, right? It would be like, you get to play as a dog, go on a fun adventure. They'd be like, oh, and you just so happen to be dead. They would not touch on the entire theme of the game, and what it's really about, to sell people on why this isn't your Nintendogs game. This isn't a Littlest Pet Shop game. This is an adventure title. It's even different from like Little Kitty Big City, right? This is about the afterlife and about the bond you have in life with your pet and how that carries on. This is very good. See, I really like this direct. Again, I think I'll add almost everything like to my backlog and wish list if it's available. Probably won't buy anything day one out of here. But I do hope to get around to these a lot. And that's why I like the indie worlds, and that's why I want to like the partner directs too, is they're not the things I'm going to be like pre-ordering necessarily right out the gate, but they're things I'm like, whenever I have like the time and the money, I really want to revisit these and like pick these up and be surprised. That's exactly what happened to me with Hades 1, and I got addicted to Hades 2 as a result. And if there's ever a Hades 3 or even like whatever Supergiant does next, I want to be on it for early access. So yeah, that's the power of these things, is even if they don't change your life right away, a lot of people are going to pre-order it. They might get moved by something, and then a lot of people are going to look in the eShop and be like, wait, I remember seeing this, based on whatever short, like, brief description they have. You have to sell them on what makes your game different, because it's going to sit in their backlog for like, it's going to sit in their backlog for months, maybe even years, and when they go back through their wish list and see this game, what are they going to remember about why they put it in there in the first place? And if they can't remember what made your game different, they're not going to buy it. When they see it go on sale, they'll be like, oh, I forget why I wanted this. You want to know something caught my eye with this. I need to check it out now. And I think this was a good indie world that will move a lot of people. Like even just again seeing that I forget the name of it again. Grave Seasons, I think. Even just seeing that pop back up, I was like, oh shit, I was excited about that game. I was like, I need to consider picking this one up. I didn't even know if it always had a summer 2026 release window, if it was just 2026 before, but I remembered I wanted to keep an eye on it. So if it's available to wishlist, I will absolutely do so.